Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to welcome our witnesses who are here with us today. This last Congress, our congressional Democrats made landmark and generational investments in infrastructure, clean energy, and domestic manufacturing when they enacted the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, and the CHIPS and Science Act. Our extreme colleagues on the right want to cast these laws as wasteful despite the extraordinary benefits they will provide for the American people and the planet in order to curry brownie points with special interests and climate deniers. Let me be clear. The investments that we are making through these bills will lower costs, create jobs for millions of Americans, increase domestic manufacturing and energy production, and combat climate change. As Democrats, we are committed to championing positive investments in domestic energy and manufacturing, as well as providing good, well-paying jobs for all Americans. In fact, the Inflation Reduction Act has already catalyzed more than 100,000 clean energy jobs and led to increased investment by businesses in manufacturing across the United States. This includes in the West, in Colorado, where private sector company CS Wind plans to expand the largest wind turbine factory in the world, in North Carolina, where Toyota has invested $2.5 billion in an electric vehicle battery facility, and Wolfspeed has committed to building the world's largest carbide materials factory. In South Carolina, BMW has announced $1.7 billion to shift to electric vehicle manufacturing, and Bosch has announced $260 million in investment in the production of electric motors. And in Texas, where SK Signet announced plans to build an electric vehicle charger manufacturing facility, Tesla is investing $770 million to expand its vehicle factory, and Air Products and AES announced a combined $4 billion investment in the future of our energy economy. As this hearing gavels in just days away from Earth Day, it's important for us to talk about why these historic investments are so critical to combating climate change and moving our economy towards a clean energy future. It is absolutely vital that we shift to clean energy sources. Such efforts are our best chance at avoiding the most devastating impacts of climate change. That's why Democrats' investments in the bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act are so significant in helping to pave the way for the future. I would also like to point out that investing in our communities is not a waste. The communities that most need these investments are the ones that are most likely to suffer from the impacts of climate change. Roughly $1.8 billion out of $4.5 billion that is slated for clean energy initiatives in the Inflation Reduction Act will go to low-income American homes. In addition, the administration's Justice 40 initiative aims to ensure that 40% of the benefits achieved through these investments in climate action and clean energy will flow to our underserved communities. We know that the Department of Energy is committed to responsibly stewarding these funds and ensuring that these historic investments are put to work for the American people and help to serve our most vulnerable communities. But as we sit here today, Republicans' concerns seem to stem from special reports that go back over a decade when the Department of Energy has already worked tirelessly to address concerns and to administer these investments that are so crucial for our climate and clean energy future and our national labs and science and technology programs. Our president is committed to ensuring that these funds are used appropriately, and in fact, the president's budget for this year includes almost a 55% increase for the Inspector General at DOE. When Republicans claim that they are conducting real oversight, they are focused on programs and agencies that have worked specifically to fortify against fraud, waste, and abuse, with talking points that literally have very little relationship to reality. The administration has prioritized preventing fraud, waste, and abuse across the federal government and ensuring that the benefits of the infrastructure law, the Inflation Reduction Act, and the CHIPS Act are no exception. And I look very much forward to hearing from our witnesses today. And with that, Mr. Chair, I yield back.